Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your competitors get customer calls and you don't. And we're going to walk through exactly how this single page website was able to generate calls from random persons searching on Google for gutter services in their industry and how we're able to generate upwards of 16 leads within a year period. And that's basically how what we're going to cover and how you can also implement this for your business. I want to ask you a real question here. When was the last time you actually get called out of nowhere? Not from a paid ad, not from someone you knew, just a random Google search and they found your business. If you're like most service owners I talk to, it's been a while, maybe never. Here's what's actually happening right now. As we speak, your competitors are getting those calls and they are not paying for ads to make it happen. They figure out something that Google literally rewards, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. So most persons usually go on Google to search for a specific service that you're looking for. So be it whatever industry it is you serve, people are actively searching on Google or whatever search engine they are using, maybe Bing also, for that specific service in your city. And for some reason, you do have a website, but it does not generate calls. It does not generate any form of leads. It's more of like a chef collecting dust. So it's not something you actually want for your business. So you want your website to actually pay for itself, such that the hosting fees you pay, the maintenance fees you pay to your web agency, you want those fees to turn into money. And basically that's what we're going to be covering in this video. So the problem most businesses face is this right now. Imagine an homeowner wants work done on either their roofs, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, landscaping, whatever your service is. They open Google, they search for services plus their city. What do they see? At the very top, there's this plus the three business listing map. So basically, when people are searching on Google, they just come on Google and they make a search. They see all of these sections. The first section is the sponsored section. So if you do have a website, one of the best ways you could actually get clients right now is running Google Ads. And if you're not doing that, you're leaving money on the table. And there's a way you could also do that you could burn most of your monies and not get a very good return on investment. But when people search on Google or any search engine, they get the sponsored ads section first. And secondly, there's a section they call Google Business Profile, where the top three actually show, or you could also get an ad here again. So this is where we are trying to tell you on how to rank these blue links below the Google Business Profile. So basically, you want to get your website listed anywhere around here such that you're still able to get clicks. But if you do have a Google Business Profile, you need to optimize your Google Business Profile such that it is positioned well, that you're ranking in the top three of Google search. And if you don't know how to do that, you can reach out to us in the link in the description below, and we can help you get started. You only pay when you see results. So that's Google Map right there. So we are looking to position you here, how we can get you here, and that's how you get those free traffic coming in. So most local businesses don't even notice the section even exists. They're too busy starting at the map thinking that's the only place that matters. Here's the thing. The homeowner searching on Google, they scroll past the map park, they look at the blue links, and they click on businesses, they fill out the form. They call a phone number, they get a lead. And you know what the worst part is? Your competitors figure this out. You're sitting right there in those blue links, getting calls, getting leads every single day. Meanwhile, you're throwing money at ads, paying $2, $3, $5 per click, getting leads that might not even qualify, burning through your ad budget and not making any real money. Let me break down the cost of you staying invisible. It's typically every local businesses. You probably have a website. That website isn't showing up on the page one of Google. The service for the service you render in your city. So you're not getting organic leads, which means every single lead you get costs you money. It comes from paid ads, which is still fine. Let's say average leads cost $3 and you get maybe 20 a month. That's $60 right there. But you only close, let's say 30% of those leads, you're paying $10 per actual customer. Now multiply that across a whole year, you're looking at thousands of dollars every month just to keep customers coming in. And the second you stop paying, the calls stop. But what if I told you there's a different way? What if you could own that blue link section, meaning this section right here below the map pack? What if you could hold this session? What if Google was sending you customers for free just because your website was actually relevant and ranked? And what if you weren't paying anything for lead? That's what I want to show you in this video. And in this case, I'm going to be using a case study I did for this guitar company. I kind of just built out this website, a single page website, generating over 16 leads in the past 1 year from spending $100 and less. How were we able to get this website to rank? There's a basic thing we did with this website which you can do with your business. You might already have a domain name, but if you don't, this is what you should do. You start with the first is the domain name. We bought an exact match domain. An exact match domain simply means you including the service you render plus the city in which you render it, and you get the .com of that domain. You could get any one, maybe .org, .net, whatever is relevant to your business, but just get something that's an exact match domain and get that listed. So that's the first thing we did, because Google tends to favor those kind of domains. And you can see we're ranking above very high authority website. Right, it is our website sitting on position 4. So, and for some keywords, it could be sitting on position 2 as the case may be, depending on a keyword. But believe you me, it's really on the first page if we go for multiple of those keywords. That's why we're able to generate this number of leads. Then the second thing we did was also include the title. Included the services we render plus the city in which we render it in the title tag, such that when people search on Google, it appears here and they're able to see this is laser focused to the city in which they are located. Then the third thing we did was also include this in the headline tag, the H1 tag of the website. You include the services you render plus the city in which you render it in. Kind of give Google that relevance, that specificity that you are located in this city. Then the other thing we now did was also include the keyword naturally in the first paragraph immediately after the headline. It's something you must do. It's something that has been working for years. This is not something, okay, I just brought up. This website is still ranking. You can search for it, gutter installation, bikini. You'll see our website pop up on page 1. So after that, we got our service section dialed in. We listed all of the services we render and kind of explain a brief about them. You could do win-list content anyway, because Google is now smarter and they're able to understand the content on your page. Then we also presented the why a customer should choose us. We wrote all sort of things that would help them make good decision, like if we're licensed, if we're insured, if we deliver on time, if we use quality items. We talk about our team right here, how long we've been in business. That's basically what we got to do right here. Then the most important part we also include is frequently asked questions. So you want to include frequently asked questions in your website. So you might have an existing website and you don't have frequently asked questions on the home page of the website or on the service pages. You want to have a lot of frequently asked questions. So it kind of gives Google that idea that you're an authority in a niche. You're able to answer questions people are actively searching for when you look for your services online. You might wonder, how would you get these frequently asked questions? Well, you can ask an AI to help you generate all of this, but we can mimic exactly what people are actually searching for in our area. Like someone searching for installing your gutters McKinney in Texas, they are seeing a frequently asked question here on Google, talking about how much does it cost to replace gutters in Texas. But you want to narrow down that specific query to the city in which you serve. So instead of using Texas, so you could say, how much does it cost to replace gutters in McKinney? How much does it cost to put up new gutter in McKinney? So you can do the same thing for your relevant services you render in your city. So just include the city modifier in the frequently asked questions and you'll be just fine. Then the last thing we did was also talk about the zip codes we serve. So you could also include landmarks within your content to give Google that local local relevance, that you're hyper local, and for some reason this is what we did on the website. I got it ranking on the first page of Google. Then after you must have dialed down in on your own page, you've done all of this content writing, you want Google to be able to index your content and see your content. So we got it indexed anyway. Another thing we now did was buy citations, like got it listed on multiple directories, up to 400 of these directories where we got this website listed on, and we paid the guy on Fiverr $75 to get it listed You could do this out yourself. So let's say if you're able to do two or three in a day, I could say in almost a year you'll be able to do all of these things if you have the time, or if you have the time with your business, you can actually get all of this done. But I simply like things to get done pretty fast, so I would suggest you hire this guy, Mohammed Wai. He does this for $75. And basically, all we did to get this website ranking is $15 to acquire this domain name, and the service we paid this guy for $75. That is less than $100, and we're able to generate upwards of 16 leads in over a year period. You might wonder why the lead count is way small. We do have a phone number on this website, but it does not work. So if we had gotten an active phone number on this website, we would have doubled the number or tripled the number of leads that would have come in, because a lot of persons just want to call the business owner and get instructions right away. So if we would have done that, we would have gotten more leads. Another thing that could have gotten us even more ranking at the top search of Google, was if I had pointed more links to the homepage. That's why Google tends to favor an exact match domain and the homepage for each of the services you render. So would have even issued a press release, further building the authority we have with it's going to further build the authority we have with the website. And beg pardon, let me see. Oh, what is that? So I usually recommend this press release here, the $70 premium press release. So after you must have done the citation, you give 3 weeks apart, and you could do a press release that just mention your link once, pointing back to your website. So you could just do this for $70 and you are good to go. So if I had done this, probably would have even ranked a bit higher than what we are ranking right now. Then another thing we could have done is also get authority websites to mention our website. And how could we do this? You could use the mentor of mine, Jackie Chow. He offers link building. So you could do guest posts on each edit, and it costs $74 to $90 depending on the package you choose, and you could get that all dialed in. So let's say you're able to get this one two in a month for $90. That's $180 for the link in a month that you're building, because once you've dialed in this content, you need nothing more. You just need good quality, high quality links pointing to your website, and you kind of beat these companies overall. So basically, you might say, okay, what's a backlink? A backlink is simply an authority website mentioning your business and linking back to your site. So that's exactly what you want for this business. And the last thing we could have done is have dedicated service pages for each of this service that we render here. So as against putting all of them on this same one single page, I want to have a separate page for each of these services we render, and kind of have suburb locations targeting multiple locations within the area. Like if you use the map section to see exactly areas that are close within 5 to 10 mile radius, you want to include all of those things on your site, and we could have got it ranked probably. So that's basically how we got this website designed and gotten leads. The website that we launched in November of 2024, it's been a year and it's generated over 16 qualified leads. Not hierarchical, people are actively looking for the service we are doing. So in the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the multi-site strategy. So if you serve multiple locations within your area, like nearby cities, you also want to implement this multi-site micro-niche strategy. What does this mean? So as against having inner pages for each of these websites, you want to have, so let's say you serve, like in my case right here, if you look at the map here, you see this is entire of McKinney. They are nearby cities like Prosper, Roland, there is New Hope, there's Lowry Crossing, there's Princeton. So you want to target each of these with a different kind of website, following the same principle, getting an exact match domain for that city and ranking with the home page. That's the new normal. So it was going to get you the number of leads that you're getting right now. So this is how it should look like, and the structure is going to look similarly like this. So the single website is going to be like this, having service pages, then having location pages for multiple locations that you service. You repeat the same process for each of these micro websites, and you definitely have a pool of resources online that is consistently, actively outranking your competitors, and you're getting most of the leads that are coming in. You see the difference with separate domain, each of them has a fighting chance. Your Allen domain ranks for Allen, your Prosper domain ranks for Prosper. You're not competing with yourself, but after 4 months, when the sites are fully ranked, you're looking at 2 to 5 qualified leads per city per month per site. Do the math, that's even 14 to 35 leads a month, all organic, all free. So why should you work with us long term? Now someone is watching and saying, okay, I'll do this myself for $224. Fine, simple. You could do all of these things I've mentioned for $244 because I had the calculation done. You get the domain for $15. You get the citations for $75. You get the press release for $70, and the content and maybe indexing for another $20. That is, gives you a total of $224. You can do this all by yourself. But here's what most people don't see coming. Google changes all the time. The updates happen, the best practices. What worked 3 months ago might not work today. We stay on top of that. We implement the changes. We make sure your site keeps ranking. Beyond that, we manage a Google business profile. If you want to rank in the map pack to optimize it, we post updates, we respond to reviews, we collect reviews automatically. We track your phone calls with unique phone numbers for each site. When someone calls and misses you, they get a text automatically and an AI system to follow up to close that customer. We add a chat widget to your site. Someone lands your website at 11 p.m. They need an answer. The AI answers them, books the appointment right there and there. No missed opportunities. We stay current with Google updates. We implement ethical strategies that keep your website safe and ranking. We manage everything so you can focus on running your business. So what to do now? Here's what I want you to do. Book a free local audit call with us. We'll look at your market. We'll analyze your competition. We'll show you exactly what $224 strategy would look like for your business. Or if you want a full done for you service, we will build the website, manage them, and handle all the optimization. We can talk about that too. And if you're worried about investment, we offer a risk-free Google Business Profile Optimization trials. You only pay after you see results. That's it. One call, no pressure. Let's see if this makes sense for your business and your competitors are getting calls right now. Don't let it get all of them. Book that call right now. So basically, if you find this video helpful, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for when we post the next video about helping you get more customers for your business. I'd see you in the next video. Bye bye.